Once upon a time in the not-so-distant past, I found myself amidst the hallowed halls of the Universidade Federal do Espírito Santo. Ah, the irony of it all, for these halls were far from hallowed, and my journey there, though I embarked upon it with the bright-eyed optimism of youth, quickly spiraled into a tale of woe and disillusionment. I arrived at this institution, my heart aflutter with the promise of knowledge and the pursuit of enlightenment. Little did I know, the reality would be a far cry from the dreams that danced in my head. The once grand buildings, now weathered by time and neglect, stood like somber sentinels, their facades crumbling under the weight of countless uncared-for years. It was as if the very bricks and mortar whispered secrets of abandonment and forgotten glory. In my first encounters, I was greeted by the administrative staff, or should I say, the gatekeepers of bureaucratic purgatory. Their words, cloaked in the guise of assistance, were but hollow echoes against the marble walls of indifference. I watched with a heart growing heavier by the moment, as their eyes, devoid of empathy, flickered over me, just another nameless face in the sea of students seeking guidance. The tale of the Prograd department, a veritable dungeon of despair, is one that must be told. Picture this, dear listener, an alumnus on the cusp of graduation, waylaid by the tempest that is our modern world, reached out, a mere whisper in the storm, seeking a lifeline. A simple request to glance upon a document that would mark the end of a tumultuous journey was met with the scorn of a functionary whose heart had long since turned to stone. Vicia chaque iri para mu trabalho, piver isso PVC. He scoffed, his words a cruel echo of a system that had forgotten the very essence of its purpose. And oh, the telephones, those lifelines of communication, dangled before us like mirages in a vast desert of silence. To pick up the receiver and dial was to embark upon a Sisyphean quest, one that inevitably ended in the void of an unanswered call. Professors, those beacons of wisdom we so desperately sought, were but phantoms in the ether, their contact details as elusive as a whisper in the wind. In the classrooms where the symphony of learning should have played, there was instead a cacophony of neglect. The air hung heavy with the scent of mildew and decay, a stark reminder of the disrepair that plagued these once proud halls. The seats, worn and weary, held the echoes of a time when learning was revered, now tarnished by the apathy of those who walked the corridors of power. Security, or the lack thereof, was a jest in itself. I recall the flicker of fear as I traversed the campus, a lone figure amidst the shadows of a forgotten promise. The assurance of safety, a fundamental right, was as elusive as the will to address the crumbling infrastructure that seemed to mock our every step. And let us not forget the selection process, a masquerade of objectivity hiding the ugliness of prejudice and bias. A candidacy, based not on merit but on the whims of those who held the keys to the kingdom, was a spectacle of disenfranchisement, leaving dreams shattered upon the altar of bureaucracy. In this grand tapestry of systemic failure, the thread of my own story was woven. As a young woman from a far-off land, where the snow blankets the secrets of a bygone era, I came to this place with a heart full of hope and a mind eager to absorb the wonders of academia. But alas, my expectations
begin in the bustling vicinity of the Universidade Federal do Espírito Santo. The pulse of student life thrives amidst a tapestry of businesses. Yet, beneath the surface of this vibrant community lies a web of dissatisfaction, threading through the establishments that cater to the needs of both locals and visitors alike. As I venture into the heart of this neighborhood, I find myself enveloped in a shroud of discontent. The businesses here, it seems, wear the cloak of imperfection, casting a shadow over the potential vibrancy of the area. It's as if each negative review is a tear in the fabric of the local economy, revealing a picture not quite as bright as one would hope. Take shopping Vitoria, for instance. A beacon of commerce, one would expect a sanctuary of comfort and convenience. However, the reality within its walls tells a different tale. The air is thick with complaints of sweltering heat, with customers wilting like flowers out of water, their shopping experience marred by the oppressive warmth. It's a place where the promise of leisurely browsing turns into a sauna-like ordeal, leaving patrons feeling not just overheated, but underwhelmed. Then there's Mio Spa Urbano, a place that whispers promises of relaxation and rejuvenation. Yet the echoes of discontent reverberate through its halls. Patrons speak of unmet expectations, of moments of tranquility turning into memories of frustration. The spa, it seems, is not the oasis it purports to be. Instead, it's a mirage, disappearing upon closer inspection, leaving one's sense of well-being parched and yearning for the refreshment that was advertised but never delivered. In the realm of culinary delights, Quintal do Espírito Tatuapé stands as a monument to missed opportunities. Here, the sizzle of the Espíritos is overshadowed by the sizzle of discontent. Diners recount tales of intoxication, of dishes that vanish before they can be savored, and of a service that seems to evaporate into thin air, much like the patron's patience. Café Comme Lettres, a locale that should hum with the melody of contented customers, instead hums with a cacophony of complaints. The service, once warm and inviting, now feels as cold as the food that arrives at the table, leaving a chill in the air that not even the most flavorful of coffees can't dispel. And let us not forget Multiplex Mise, a venue that should pulsate with the rhythm of music and merriment. Yet, the melody is lost amidst the shouts of discomfort, the thirst for better organization, and the longing for a breath of fresh air that never seems to come. Lastly, the British Bulldog, a place that should be as welcoming as an old friend's pub instead, stands as a testament to neglect. The food, which should be a love letter to the palate, is received with the enthusiasm one typically reserves for a Dear John letter. The service, which should dance with efficiency, instead stumbles, leaving customers feeling not just hungry, but helpless. In this corner of the world, where the university stands as a beacon of knowledge and progress, the surrounding businesses seem to be stuck in a loop of dissatisfaction. It's a strange dichotomy, where the potential for excellence is there, but it's as if the businesses are dancing to the beat of a different drummer, one who's out of sync with the needs and expectations of those they serve. As a travel analyst, it is my duty to paint the picture as it is, not as I wish it to be. And so, I must conclude that travelers seeking the comforts of home near Universidade Federal do Espírito Santo should tread with caution. Expect the unexpected, brace for the occasional discomfort, and above all, keep your sense of humor close at hand. For it is the shield that will protect you from the slings and arrows of disappointment. To the businesses, I say this: the shadows of discontent are long, and they darken the doorsteps of your establishments. Listen to the voices of your patrons, for they are the echoes of your future.
Address their concerns with the diligence they deserve, and perhaps the next time I walk these streets, the tale I.
Businesses near Universidade Federal do Espírito Santo can be tricky, you know. Like, tourists think they are safe, but some people here, they just want to take advantage. Let me tell you about scams that happened, so you do not fall for them. First, there was this used car dealership in Riviera de Beira, not too far from the university. The owner, Espírito, he was not honest at all. He sold the same car to multiple people, or he would sell a car but never transfer the ownership properly. Can you imagine? You buy a car, you think it is yours, but then you find out it is still tied to someone else's debt. Some poor couple even got stuck with an 80,000 reais loan because he tricked them into using their name. And then one day, poof, all the cars were gone, the dealership empty. Espírito disappeared, leaving everyone with nothing. What do you think happened next? Probably the victims had to fight in court for years, and Espírito, maybe he just moved to another city to scam more people. It is so sad. Then there was this guy, Arthur, only 22 years old, but already scamming bike shops near the university area. He would use stolen credit card details to buy electric bikes, pretending he could not come to the store. The shops would send the bikes, thinking the payment was real, but then the real card owners would dispute the charges. One bike shop manager got smart. She set up a fake delivery and called the police. Arthur got caught, but he already sold the bikes. Who knows where they ended up? Probably resold cheaply, and the real owners